Hey guys, BeingStranger81 here, and I'm going to do a deck profile for my Earth Defense Rock Warrior mix-up deck. So, we'll angle the camera down here. Can you see this?
Yes.
Cool. Double X Black Ops is my cameraman right now. So, okay. 3 giant rats. This is your main search of the deck. Stop doing that. This is the main search of the deck, because most or all of the deck is Earth. 90% of the deck is under 1500 attack points. So, pretty much, no, I was wrong. Pretty much all of the deck is searchable with him. So, you've got to run the 3 of him. I do. 3 mysterious cards for basically the warrior aspect of it. Being spellcaster, or spellcaster. When he's flipped, you can return a face-up monster on the field to the top of the owner's deck. At the same time, if there's a face-up warrior on the side of the field, you can do it a second time. But return it to the hand instead of the deck. 2 Goblin to Berg, everybody's favorite goblin, or my favorite goblin. When he's summoned, you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from my hand, face up defense position. No, I just special summon one and then change him into defense position. Amazing. 2 Iron Chain Coils, this gives me synchro power. And I can use him for Xyz level 3s. Never loved anything so much. I'm quite sure I never will again. I had to make 2 Karate Man. Karate Man can be a powerhouse when he wants to, but he's destroyed after he uses effect.
And his effect would be...
You can increase his attack. You can double his attack. Anyway, 1 Judge Man and 1 Power Giant. Those are the 2... No, sorry. 1 Judge Man, 1 Power Giant, and 1 Steel Ogre Grotto. There we go. Those are the only high-level monsters in the deck. They're all the main powerhouses of the deck. Power Giant has a known effect. Let's get to the downside on Power Giant's effect. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand to the graveyard. If you do, decrease this conscious level by the level of that monster. If this card attacks or is attacked until the end of the damage step, any effect damage you take becomes 0. So basically, if you go to use like Dark Room of Nightmare or something funny like that, I won't take any damage from any of that. Like Coffin Cellar, Dark Room, Skull Invitation, I won't take damage from any of those. So here's the awesome part. Golem Sentry, Sand Moth, Moe Interceptor Cannons.
Which are basically...
These are basically the main rock monsters. Moe Interceptor Cannons is like...
Easter Island things!
Yes, it's basically the Easter Island things. When I can flip this card in face-down defense position once per turn during my main phase. This card, Sand Moth, when this face-down defense position monster is destroyed by his and is sent to the graveyard, except as a result of battle. Switch the original attack and defense of this card and special summon 2 sides of the field. So he's basically a powerhouse switcheroo kind of guy. And then Golem Sentry, once per turn you can flip this card to face-down defense position. When this card is flip summoned, return 1 monster and press on the field to your owner's hand. So it's more or less, if my opponent has stolen something from me, I can take it back. Mind Golem, Shield Worm, Shield Warrior, Stronghold Guardian, GB Hunter,
which is
Gladiator Beast Hunter. Anyway, Glad Beast Hunter, GB Hunter, cards on the field cannot refuse a turn to the deck. So basically it stops Gladiator Beast. And this card is basically a defense position version of Honest.
And isn't that Fortress like a completely other card?
No.
Oh.
This card, I can basically banish him, and he protects my monsters, like, my monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Shield Worm. When this card is summoned, it is changed to defense position. Then send 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck to the graveyard for each face-up insect monster you control. Shield Worm. There you go, guys. And then Mind Golem. When this card is sent from sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent's life points. So he's basically a burner. 1 Giant Soldier and 1 Spirit of the Harp. he's like the only non-Earth monster in the deck because he's in there because he got 2,000 defense bang, and they're both normal monsters, so there's not really much to explain about them. Muka Muka, every card in my hand will give it additional 600 attack points. So this is basically this deck's version of Dragodia, but it doesn't get dropped, which is very, very nice. And one Dark Catapulter. This card, during my standby phase, if this card is in defense position, I can put a counter on him, and then by removing from play a number of cards in my graveyard equal to the number of counters on him, I can destroy that same number of spell or trap cards on my opponent's side of the on the field, sorry. And then remove all counters.
Is it basically like Catapult Turtle?
No. Catapult Turtle is completely different. Catapult Turtle, you can tribute a monster to destroy another monster, pretty much. Or weaken a monster. So anyway, guys, that was the monster count. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm not about to count them for you. Anyway, the spells now. Reliable Guardians. This is basically to boost the defense points of my monsters. I have to run 3. It's my thing for this deck. 3 Lightning Blades to help out with the warrior aspect of the deck. And it's basically Ice Barrier. Yeah, Ice Barrier, Atlantean, Mermail kind of proof card because it does stuff to water monsters. 2 Horn of Light. This basically does the exact same thing as Reliable Guardian. It boosts the defense points of monsters. And then when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, I can pay 500 life points to return it to the top of my deck. Wicked Breaking Flamberg Bayo. I like Flamberg Bayo's effect a lot. Raise the camera a bit. There you go.
And there's a card that basically lets you choose either attack or defense with Flamberg.
No.
Basically,
send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to equip this card. Increase the attack of the equipped monster by 500 points. If a monster equipped with this card destroys a monster before it's altered battle, the effect of that monster is negated. So it's basically an effect-proof card. So if I have a card that's this is equipped to that's stronger than Stardust.
But then there's a card that's like this white lady that has 2 Flambergs.
That doesn't do that either. No, that doesn't do that at all. You're crazy. It does something else with equipped cards. 2 Sword of Deep-Seated. I like using the Sword of Deep-Seated because it goes back to the top of my deck when it's destroyed or sent to the graveyard. And it boosts my monsters by 500 attack and defense, which is basically another defense booster kind of thing. 1 Invigoration boosts my earth monsters by 500 attack.
Sparkle,
nope,
sparkle.
sorry, by 400 attack, and decreases my defense points by 200.
You ruined what I was saying. Shing, sparkle, sparkle.
Stop. Shield and Sword. If I've got something awesome, like Shield Worm, that's got 800 defense, 800 attack and 2,000 defense, with Shield and Sword, I can switch the attack and defense, so I've got a 2,000 attack point now, which is basically really helpful.
You have a 2,000 attack point beat stick.
Exactly. Shrink, costs my opponent's attack point, attack and defense. Is it attack and defense? No, it's just the attack. So if I'm facing something like Stardust Dragon or something like that I need to get through, I can use this card and weaken it so that I can get through it. I'm running one of those. I'm running 1 Swords of Revealing Light because this is now at 3. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was back at 1 and they gave us back our Trinades, but they're not going to do that, so I'm only running 1 Swords. And we got 1 Dark World Shackles. This is mainly to help my opponent. No, to help me against my opponent. Because the equipped monster cannot attack, and its attack and defense are 100 points. And then the controller of the equipped monster takes 500 points of damage. So this is basically a burn card.
So basically, you don't want to attack the monster that has that.
No, you do not. So we're running 2 Castle Walls. Once again, this is a defense booster. You've got to run. I want to run 3, but I don't have the 3. I've only got the 2 Castle Walls. We're running 2 Trap Holes we're running 2 Trap Holes so that I can get through the normal plays because I'm not running any bottomlesses. 2 Disappear. Disappear. This basically, if my opponent goes target like a Monster Reborn or a monster in the graveyard with Monster Reborn. This card, I can stop them by taking it and removing it from play out of their
We're
graveyard.
past 10.
Are we?
Yes.
How far?
By 17.
Seconds?
Yes.
Good, we can go at least 11 minutes. 11 minutes, yeah. So
hurry it up.
two light of interventions. I like this because it allows me to purposely normal summon my monsters and just set them. I like Cheeky Soul. It's just a regular rock monster. Minefield Eruption. I need 2 more Mind Golems in order to make this card effective.
You're running out of time.
And then 1 Ultimate Offering. I like it at 1.
Ultimate Offering.
I like it at 1. Anyway, extra deck.
No time. We're
Back.
almost. It's at 11.
I can go to like half past 11. 1 Gaia Knight because Brio's banned. 1 Utopia because what's wrong with Utopia? 1 Illuminite just for like getting my stuff out of my hand, and Utopia is also for saving my monsters too. 1 Zen Maester that I can use to flip my cards face down, which helps a lot, and Granosaurus mainly for protection. Thank you guys. This is Big Charger 81, Vintage Nintendo Nerds, signing out.